Hey Thomas, Paul here. This is my pissant. That guy there that's squeaking, this is his sole means of transportation to his hunting area. That's all he cares about. These two, they're okay with everything. Take it as it goes, no problems. Him, obsessive. So anyway, you can see the Passat's missing a hubcap, but it's in overall decent condition. Like I just got it a few months ago and been trying to navigate down these quirks. Man, this little light, I'd like to throw it a mile. Anyway, let's come out to this garage this morning. It's cold, and you can see my roof likes to leak off the edge, off the peak, and puddle across the entire area, which it's been like below zero for a few days here. And I shoveled it out yesterday because it was a thaw, and this is what happened overnight. It just goes right on through. Been battling it for a few years, but it's, you can't put a gutter on it. Anyway. So I just wanted to do this to kind of give you an overall. That's the noisy serpentine tensioner that, I'm trying not to put a lot of money into it. Cheapest stuff first. I mean, if I can find this issue, I fixed the wires on that number 3 yesterday. And I haven't started it since, but I got tired and wanted to watch the Super Bowl. But anyway, I can't even see the coolant sensor, which I think is down behind in there somewheres. I was looking, and I'm going to get my mirror out pretty soon. But as far as the PVC valve goes, there's so much stuff in here, it's confusing. I don't really want to replace all the hoses and everything at this point in time. I mean, because, I don't know, let's just say I have a compression issue, and then maybe it's not worth going any further. Just run it out till it dies. So, if the PVC valve is the culprit, I saw somewheres where somebody pinched a hose, and I think it was this one where it came out of the intake. But for some reason, mine has this check valve and an elbow and then another elbow, and I'm afraid to pinch it, especially if it's not how to do it. And those one-way valves, I don't understand how, if I pinched it, like, say, here, and that hose doesn't leak. I tested it, but it looks shitty. I don't know if that's the right direction and things of that nature. So it's all in the details. But anyway, I changed my oil filler. Can't really see that too good. That was all cracked and broke and spewing oil in my oil filter, oil cooler under there somewhere. I can get a light. I don't know. Anyway, when I got it, it was puking oil, and the guy thought the head was gone. So got it for a decent price, but I had to put an oil seal on that cooler, and new filter, new oil change, so everything was fine. And of course, that means that the oil is full. It's not low, causing a timing chain issue that I've heard. But I don't know. I don't understand the limp mode. That's one of the bigger things. Like, I'm still thinking the cam sensor, like I say, which is brand new, tests out good. And, it just seems like whatever goes wrong with this engine, it channels its troubles through that cam sensor. This is what I've gathered. And so it's a bit maddening to try to even track it down. To design an engine this way is pretty rough going. And you be the master. So I'll let me just start it up for you here. Show you like as best I can how it goes. Like I said, I didn't start it since yesterday, so I'm not 100% sure how it's going to react. But, you know, I put it in reverse. It'll go into limp mode. And let's see here. You got all that good jazz. Cold start. A little bit of lump, and then it fired up. 40 degrees. I don't understand why that flashes, and I don't understand why there's a snowflake sometimes. If that's just a cool way of telling me the engine's cold, I don't know, but yeah, you got the gauge up there. And it started up good. Now it's running pretty smooth. But yesterday I did notice standing out there, let's just see if it goes into limp mode. It's gonna, yeah. So there's limp mode. And just by putting it into reverse. And that tensioner kind of rattles and rolls. Sounds like it's coming from back here. I'm going to point to that guy right there. I think tensioner. It could be that. I know the fan and all that blows these sounds around, but it blows to the rear too to some degree. You know, she's purring pretty nice this morning. I found more breaks in the wire under this boot when I changed it. There wasn't a chance in hell. I don't even know if I still have it. I probably do. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, here it is. When I went under the boot, I found all that nonsense. I don't know what in the world someone would do to be able to do something like that. They pinched it somehow. So even with my little temporary blue tape job fix, this was still happening, you know, underneath that rubber boot. And what that rubber boot does is it pinches all that stuff together like that. So that didn't help. But anyway, I got it straightened out. I got this one wire tie out, just kind of keep this and vibrating. But see, it's starting to do that little murmur. And like I told you, I took out the, I know it's probably hard to hear me. These iPhones don't record very well. But anyway, I took that solenoid out yesterday for the oil that goes into that tensioner. And that worked. I mean, everything was working. It had a real strong throw on it. I put it up against the battery and it just pushed it right away. And that I tested. That ended up, I wish I had the names right. That's called a purge. Maybe a purge valve, I don't know. But it vibrates. It doesn't do much. Like right now under idle, like you say, there's really nothing. Really, I don't hear a single click. But it had voltage. Every time I hooked it up to the battery, I could blow through it when I energized it. But I'm not 100% sure if it works under the regular car conditions. And that's one of those weird things. And to replace that sumbitch, it's like $50 or better. So I'm still at a standstill here. You know, this morning, with it going into limp mode. Yeah, it just tells me it's already, there's probably, let's see, it's probably thrown the engine light. I don't know. I cleared it yesterday. Now the engine light hasn't come on yet, but this has happened to me many times. I back out, I go down the road, it comes on. And again, like I say, that limp mode, I'll go down the road, I don't know, I think it's even like less than 100 yards. And if I turn the whole car off and restart it, the limp mode disappears. Regular, I have the Triptronic shift available to me, and it's like 100% normal. But there's something here. Help.